Okay. Moving to thing number five, Gary, of the economic humor issue. Going back to commercial real estate disaster, starting with office space.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this one isn't funny. I know, we've been laughing our way through this episode, and there was a lot of funny news. This one is not funny. So I grew up with family in Pittsburgh, and a lot of our family vacations involved driving from Detroit to Pittsburgh and seeing family there. And I have wonderful memories of that city. I've always loved Pittsburgh, my family there, the people there. It is a terrific place. And, people had this impression of Pittsburgh as this dirty, grimy steel town, and it's completely changed. It's clean, it's beautiful, it's a great sports town,
Mhm.
completely revitalized downtown with a great music scene. It really is a terrific place. And the news there is that projections are the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette is reporting that within 4 years, 50% of Pittsburgh office space could be vacant. If that happens, landlords are going to start closing down office buildings. They'll mothball it. There's nothing you can do. I know people say, oh, you just convert an office building to apartments. That's very hard to do. It's very expensive. And a lot of office buildings aren't really suited. You'd have to gut the entire thing. And even then, it's not so easy. So we could be seeing a ton of office buildings closing down there. This is, 2 times in 2 weeks we're highlighting huge problems in the commercial real estate market.
Yeah, at Flying V Group, Gary, we operate more or less. We have office space, but a remote workforce primarily, right? Do you see any way back for this? I know there's conversations about, hey, we're seeing this big jump back to, in office, in person workforce. I don't know that I see it. I understand the pros and the cons on both sides of the argument, but got to be a big reason for these issues in office space.
Yeah. So look, Rob, big picture, it's not looking good. We have seen, some of the tech firms out in California, some of the big finance firms in New York have had success forcing their people back into the office. But one of the reasons they've been able to do that is both of those have workforces that are extremely well paid and where people just have insane work ethics, right? I mean, my
Mhm.
first 2 years, I was working in the M&A department at Morgan Stanley. We were all working 80 to 100 hours a week, sometimes more. There aren't a lot of people who will do that, but these jobs in finance and tech tend to be well paid. People are really motivated. As for the rest of the country, they have no interest in going back to the office. Last year, I was at the IMN real estate conference in Newport, and I was with a lot of people who are commercial real estate investors, and they kept telling me, no, 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 this work from home thing is going to end. People are going to go back to the office. They're not going to have a choice. They want to return to the office. And, I was very careful. Internally, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way. People don't want to go back. Like, no one wants to be in the office, certainly not 5 days a week. And I was very skeptical, but I was careful about what I said because I was talking to people who do this for a living. And I recognize that they know the office space market, the commercial real estate market better than I do. And so I mostly just listen. I asked some questions, but I didn't really say a lot. But the whole time I was thinking, I just don't see it. I don't think people want to go back to the office. And, here we are a year later and, looking at vacancy rates of 50%. I think I saw card swipe data in New York that we're at something like 65%. That's from memory. I could be wrong on that number. Somebody can feel free to check that one, put that in the comments. But basically, I think we're going to see a lot of office closures. I think we're going to see banks taking huge write downs on this stuff. Most of the world has realized that they're able to work effectively from home without getting in the car and commuting and having to buy $20 sandwiches from the place down the corner.